Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today let's talk about the books that I read in the month of June. So I actually have only one physical book here to talk about with you guys. A few of them were library reads that I ended up having to return, so I'll obviously insert the picture here for you guys. But let's start with the one I do have physically. So this is Afterlife by Gail Forman. This is the author of If I Stay and Where She Went, which were books that I read in college, I believe, and really enjoyed. So when I saw she was coming out with a new book beginning of this year, I was really excited to read it. This was part of the Good Morning America book club. Very popular, very short book, and I picked this up a few times to try to get into it and wasn't really able to fully finally finish it until obviously last month. This basically follows a girl named Amber who comes home one afternoon and essentially scares the crap out of her family because she has been dead for the past 7 years. So a bunch of things in life have changed, obviously. People in life have moved on. And I thought this book was fine. The main character was a bit frustrating just because of how she responded to certain situations, like with her ex-boyfriend and with her sister and her parents. And yeah, it was just a very interesting look at how life kind of moves on after someone passes away. And so I enjoyed it. It's definitely kind of in line with If I Stay, which if you guys remember is basically about a girl whose family dies in a car accident. She wakes up in the hospital, kind of in that in-between of like life and death stage. So this one was a bit more dramatic. There were certain plot twists that I think were nice that kind of tied things together. Again, it's pretty short. This one I think is only around 300 pages or so. Yeah, 260-ish. So it was pretty quick read once I actually started getting into it. Again, I just found the characters be kind of insufferable for some of it. So yeah, I liked it. I will always pick up stuff by Gail Forman again because I just think she's a great author and just writes really well. I do like the visual of this story. I could see it really clearly. But yeah, the characters were frustrating to read. So I think I ended up giving this one like a 3-star. Okay. Next, let's talk about The Small and the Mighty, which I read for my June book club with my friends. This one was one my friend picked, and it was essentially a collection of unknown heroes in history, following everything from the Civil War up through the Civil Rights Movement, kind of covered a bunch of different people. Now, what I liked about this was it was historical figures I'd never heard from before and tied them in a really interesting way. What I didn't love is the way this book was laid out. So in certain chapters, they would mention characters, but those characters wouldn't get their own story until like 15 chapters later. So by the time you read about those characters that all kind of connected, it was really confusing to follow. And they would mention characters from previous chapters that you were kind of trying to remember how they fit in together. The layout of the book was very confusing. I liked it in the regard that it was nice to, like, I love reading nonfiction books to like learn something about an area of life that I just didn't know before, but it was just really hard to follow some of the characters and how they all fit together. It was really tricky. So overall, I enjoyed it. It wasn't one of my favorites of our book club books that we've read, but I ended up giving it, I think, 3 stars. So it was a solid one. Next, let's talk about a couple graphic novels that I read. The first one is the second book in the Castle Swimmer series, which I enjoyed. This essentially follows 2 boys that are stuck in the middle of a circumstance that kind of began obviously in the first book. This is the continuation of the story. The first book left off on quite a bit of a cliffhanger, so it was nice to see and kind of remember where the story was and picked up from there. I don't know if they're going to continue. I'm assuming they're going to continue with the story. I think there's a volume 3 that's coming out, which I'll be interested to read. Overall, I like the story. I love the art style for this one, but this one wasn't my favorite as far as books go, from a graphic novel perspective, but I always love the art style of webtoon comics, so I tend to just hold on to them regardless because I think they're so pretty, and then circle back to them later. But yeah, overall, this one was good. I did enjoy it. And then the next one that I read was, I believe, The Sprite and the Gardener. This one It was really cute. This basically follows a sprite that helps a woman grow her garden back from where it was and kind of feels out of touch and like leans into her magical powers, etc., etc. It was a really cute, really quick read. Again, I love the art style for this. I picked this one up from the library and enjoyed it. Again, I feel like the books that I read this last month weren't my favorite overall, but you know, I actually was thinking back and trying to film this video and didn't think I actually read anything in June, so this was a nice surprise that I ended up actually finishing things. But yeah, overall, Sprite and the Gardener was cute. I think I gave it 3 stars as well. Okay, and the last one that I read was This Sweetness Between Us. This again was a graphic novel I picked up from the library. This one was also fine. I enjoyed it, but for half of the book, because of the way that art was styled, I thought that one of the main characters was a girl when actually they were male. So that was a little confusing because I thought it was a queer story the whole time. Turns out it wasn't. So that was fun. But yeah, overall this one was fine. I think I gave it 2 stars. It wasn't anything super memorable. Again, I sometimes will just pick up graphic novels when I'm feeling a little slumpy with my reading. And this one wasn't my favorite. The story is cute. It's a little hard to follow, unfortunately. But I did enjoy the art style, and that was kind of it, to be honest, with this one. So yeah, not to end it on a sour note, but those were the 5 books that I read in the month of June. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have more exciting bookish content coming for you guys very soon. Don't worry about that. I'm hoping to be filming a couple more hauls for you guys, as well as the process of packing up this situation, because we're moving, guys. We're moving in 3-ish weeks, which is wild. So 4 bookshelves, 1,200 plus books, I think I'm up to like 1,400 now, has to get moved to my new place. Wish me luck with that. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, we'll be filming that whole process, taking you guys along, looking at how I'm gonna set up my new office / library. Guys, it's so exciting. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so fun. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to see more of my face, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!